Yo, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to a brand new video, and today we are going to be rebuilding the current Phoenix Suns roster. I did just recently post a video about the Kevin Durant trade. You guys can go check that out. That is literally the most recent video on my channel after this one. So yeah, pretty much we're going to rebuild this team after the Kevin Durant trade. I'll probably do a couple more rebuilds after the draft and probably after free agency and some other trades go down. But without further ado, man, drop a like, comment down below what you think the Suns should do going forward. Subscribe, and let's get into it.
Yeah, I am dealt with the tough task of rebuilding, not really rebuilding, but retooling this Phoenix Suns roster and seeing if I can bring them a championship for the first time in franchise history. Now, if you guys haven't, been paying to the outside world and have been, just kind of been living under a rock, the Phoenix Suns just traded for Kevin Durant.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
The same day I'm recording this video, so we traded Kevin Durant for Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks. Then we got, let's see here, the 10th pick in the first round, and then their 29th pick on top of some other second round picks as well. So there is that. So just taking a look at the Rockets now, there's Kevin Durant. We are dealt with the tough task of rebuilding this team. Just looking at the top three players of this roster, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Jalen Green, all shooting guards. Roster construction is going to be the toughest part of this video. Not so much as like acquiring players, but just getting the right pieces and just kind of filling this roster out, really, because we do have a tough Western Conference. We have the Thunder, just won the championship tonight. Shout out to them, 1-7. And then the Houston Rockets, they're probably going to be up there trying to compete for a title as well. A lot of younger dudes, and just brought in Kevin Durant. So yeah, so getting into it here, I'm gonna go ahead and get Jordan Ott into this front office. But yeah, I don't know if Bill will be moved before the draft, and the draft is the Wednesday the 26th, or I think it's the 25th or 26th, whatever day that falls on. But I know that the Suns, I know some sources that I talked to, some guys that I know, Flex from Jersey, he did say Bradley Beal was movable, so that is something that's promising. I already see this Heat deal, which we might take right now. And maybe if you could attach maybe like a Royce O'Neal and a Grayson Allen on top of Bradley Beal, maybe you can get better value. It looks like there's just one deal that would work here with the Nuggets. So there's that. What about Grayson Allen? So we might just do the Heat deal right now, just so that's out of the way. And we have Beal off the books, and we have two decent depth pieces with Duncan Robinson and Terry Rozier. Yeah, I don't know if Miami's really too interested in Bradley Beal, but just like in terms of like realistic, keeping it kind of real, I feel like this could be a team that maybe makes a move, because they're not really big fans of Duncan Robinson. And now Terry Rozier had like the little gambling scandal, so we'll go ahead and do this, get Beal off the team, and they're already like just kind of evens out the roster there. Now the next thing, the two things that we really need to really pay attention is, Luka's going to go back to the shooting guard position, and then we have to get a starting guard. We need a starting point guard. Terry Rozier is going to be a backup. Then we have a pretty good, depth of Devin Booker, Jalen Green, and then maybe we keep Grayson Allen around. I know he can really shoot. He can shoot the ball, so you always need shooters. Royce O'Neal is kind of undersized. He's not 6'6". He's like 6'4". But maybe you can trade Royce and get some depth. That's always something. And maybe you kind of get, trade Royce. I don't think you would get picks from. I mean, Memphis might do this low key. Memphis might be a team that would do that. I don't know if they would give up a first round pick, but I think a couple seconds for Royce O'Neal would probably do it. I don't really see how a first round pick would get involved here. And do they need a Royce O'Neal type player? They really do, yeah. They really do need like a Royce O'Neal badly. But it's something that I kind of have on top of my mind personally is you package Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal to the Nets. You can bring in a dude like Nicholas Claxton. Now I'm a firm believer that you can get this done with just getting rid of Grayson Allen, and you got a $12 million contract to make the difference. You can't trade Terry or those guys either. So maybe you add in a Cody Martin. Still a $2 million difference, which is tricky. So maybe you have to move some other pieces around to make this work. Yeah, we might might hold off on that, but just some ideas so everybody kind of has a rough estimate of what this team is going to look like and what we're going to do. All right, guys, so we are at the NBA draft here. I did just make a move here in terms of trades. I traded Grayson Allen and 2 second-round picks to the Bulls for Lonzo Ball, so we do get a starting point guard. So that kind of takes some of that pressure off of trying to see who we want there. And again, it just kind of clears up the shooting guard depth here since we're going to have a rotation of Book, Jalen Green, Duncan Robinson. And then Royce O'Neal we're probably going to trade. I'm going to see if we can move him right now, potentially. See if that cap kind of works to the Brooklyn Nets for Claxton. And we still need to attach $12 million. So we might have to wait till after the draft to make this move kind of, come to fruition. And actually, no, we'll be able to add exception. And we're going to be able to add some other picks here. So I might attach 2 seconds to this. Maybe like a first-round pick. And that will get the deal done. So we did acquire Nicholas Claxton, which I'm pretty excited about. And now the Suns have a starting center. So now it's just kind of filling in the pieces here. I don't know if we're going to bring Bol back. I feel like that would probably be a smart decision if he were to. But yeah, not too bad. Let's get to the draft. Let's see what happens. So with the first pick, the Mavericks do take Cooper Flagg. I think that was kind of a given, but I've seen crazier stuff and like stuff I've done offline where they traded for like Zion Williamson, so that was kind of ridiculous. Then the Spurs, they're gonna take Ace Bailey. Interesting pick. Then this, okay, they're gonna go with Noah. So that means Dylan Harper to the Charlotte Hornets. Okay, so one guy that I really wanted to take is now off the board, and that's Kadeen from Duke, 7'2" guy. Yeah, that's a guy I really wanted, honestly, so that kind of sucks. They're going to take Jeremiah Fears, so this brings me to a couple things. There's a couple prospects in here that I really like. I'm not going to lie. Carter Bryant, kid from Arizona, 6'8", 215. I think he's a pretty good defender. I know he went to the University of Arizona. Igor Demon, I think that's his last name. From BYU, he's a 6'9" point guard. I feel like a 6'9" point guard is something that you can't pass on. I know the Suns are like priorities is like a big man, but we did just acquire Nicholas Claxton. But a win would probably be sweet. Carter Bryant would probably be the smart pick here. I'm also going to explore what we could get with the 10th pick here. The Nets would give that. We'd have to go Lonzo though. I'm not trying to do that. So we could get Julian Champagnie from the Spurs and acquire an early second-round pick. I'm gonna go with kind of a whole different little angle here. I might go with. Man, this is a tough pick. I think you had to get Carter Bryant. I think that's a smart pick. He's there at 10. I think you got to take him. And I know the Bulls might go and take Igor just because, we just traded for Lonzo Ball. And that's a kid that I really want, I'm not going to lie. He's not really a must, but he's kind of somewhat, if he's there, I would love to take him. They don't. They take a 7'2" center. I don't see why the Hawks would take a point guard. The Spurs would be the team that would do it. I'm not going to lie. They take Derek Queen. He's still on the board. I wouldn't mind trying to move up and trying to acquire this kid, man. He's a 6'9" point guard. I feel like that's something that you kind of... Yeah, like right here, we would still be able to peek. Yeah, we got to do this here. I'm taking this kid. 6'9" point guard? Are you kidding me? Go to our 29th pick. So we walked out of here with 3 first-round picks. Danny Wolf, that's a kid I want too. So, like, pretty solid. We're going to simp that in this draft. We walked out of here with some good prospects. A 6'9" point guard, a 6'8" versatile defensive win, and Danny Wolf. We have some raw prospects here, 2 19-year-old kids. Danny Wolf is 21, but we're going to take a look at what these kids can kind of do. Carter Bryant has already a good 3-point shot on him. What's his... Yes, 72 perimeter defense. I'm sure that will go up throughout the years. Igor can't really shoot the 3, which is kind of concerning. He has a good midi, so that's nice. Looks like he can really finish at the basket. He kind of has a free throw. That's enough. Pass accuracy, ball handle. Yeah, this kid's going to be really good, man. And he already has some defense, too. So we really did pick some really good draft picks here. Danny Wolf is a decent 3-point shot. post control, whatever. The pass accuracy is 75. Like, he's 6'11" and can handle the ball. Like, this is gonna play out pretty good for us, I think. Honestly, not too shabby. Now we're gonna bring back Con Gillespie. The other guys we're not gonna worry about bringing back. Then we go into free agency. So looking at it so far, Terry Rozier is kind of a guy that I don't really want to keep around. He's kind of a tricky one to kind of move, I feel like. We have no power forwards, but Danny Wolf I am going to move to the 4. Just because I feel like he would thrive more at that position opposed to being the 5. We already have 3 centers. So I think we're just going to try to make some moves around the margins here. Like I said, we do need some power forwards. Terry Rozier. Yeah, it's just going to be kind of tricky to make a move here. Lonzo is tradable, but that's kind of defeats the whole purpose of like going and getting him. Yeah, can't move Jalen Green, can't move Duncan Robinson. Ryan Dunn, you could. We could move Oso. I don't know if you could get a good power forward for Oso Ighodaro. There is a guy in Milwaukee that I wouldn't mind checking up on if he's interested, and that's Bobby Portis. I feel like you could make something with Bobby Portis happen. I don't know, with contracts and stuff work. You need $11 million to make up the difference there. So that might be tricky. Maybe we can do something at the start of the season with Terry Rozier in terms of making a trade or a move. But I think I'm going to focus on bringing in Gershon Yabusele. See if we can bring this kid in. Oh, actually, Bobo. Never mind. Bobo is who I should really be targeting here. I don't know if he's already signed a contract. Or do they have him at the center? Like, where do they have him? We should still be able to, like, sign Bull, because we should have his bird rights. So we did bring back Bull, so that's a plus. Bull's going to have a pretty much a more increased role here, so that's kind of exciting. I think that's somebody the Suns would really like to bring back too. So if we can bring on Gershon Yabusele. I don't know what his offers are looking like here. I'm kind of trying to low ball him a little bit here. He decided to sign with the Minnesota Timberwolves, so we did all that messing around for nothing. That's kind of a knock, but we do have Precious Achiuwa here. The fact that we can go and get him is kind of cool. I know Ochai Agbaji can shoot the ball a little bit more, so we kind of already have some bigger dudes at the power forward position. So maybe if we bring in a shooter, that maybe wouldn't hurt us so much. And he's a little, I mean, they have the same age. Yeah, and I mean, he can't really shoot the ball either. Like, it's kind of playing devil's advocate of what you really want here. His interior defense, does Ochai Agbaji have some defense on him? Yeah, I feel like a 6'5" power forward isn't really beneficial either, so we're going to go ahead and get Precious Achiuwa. Boom. So honestly, looking at what the Suns have done here, what I've done here in Phoenix, we have a pretty decent roster. We still got to figure out what we're going to do with Terry Rozier. I'm going to see if we can try to move him. If not, we might have to get rid of Con Gillespie, which might suck. I don't know if Con Gillespie has any trade value. I don't think we can trade him at all, actually, but we'll go to player progression, see what we're looking at here. Jalen Bridges takes a qualifying offer. We're going to probably cut him. But Devin Booker, Jalen Green, looks like Lonzo went up. Ryan Dunn went up. Bobo went up. Nice. Oso went up. Con Gillespie, Jalen Bridges went up. Okay.
Alright guys, so at the start of the 2025-2026 NBA season, this is our roster going into it. Devin Booker, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Nicholas Claxton, Lonzo Ball, Ryan Dunn, Bobo, Nick Richards, Precious Achiuwa, Carter Bryant, Oso Ighodaro, Duncan Robinson, Igor Diven, Con Gillespie, Danny Wolf. So honestly, pretty solid. And looking at a rotation, which I'm going to adjust right now. I'm going to run a 12-man lineup, probably do a little bit something like this.
So we're gonna have Lonzo starting, Booker, Brooks, Bol, Nicholas Claxton. Then we're gonna have our sixth man is Jalen Green, Ryan Dunn, come off the bench after him, Nick Richards, Precious Achiuwa, Carter Bryant, Duncan Robinson, Con Gillespie, and then these three will be coming off the bench here. We're probably gonna move Duncan at the deadline here. Probably actually not gonna play him at all. We might adjust that. I'd rather have Igor playing over him. Not gonna lie. And I might take minutes away from Colin just so we can have Danny Wolf get some run at the start of the season here. So, first game of the season, Boston Celtics already giving us a tough team. I know they're without Jason Tatum, so we'll see how this goes.
Looks like we're kind of going back and forth here in the third quarter. This is a good test just to kind of see where we are. And we lose by 2 points. So with a team without Jason Tatum, we lost by 2 points. Looks like the Celtics brought Chris Paul on too, somehow. So that's interesting. Did he play more minutes? No, he played 22 minutes. Okay. So Devin Booker and Jalen Green both put up 25 plus. So that's good. That's kind of cool. Lonzo Ball had 10 assists. Claxton. All right. So I think it's just gonna be a little bit of touch and play. We'll see how the first week of the season goes. We win one game, lose to Dallas. That drafted Cooper Flag. They have D'Angelo Russell. Seems like that's kind of their replacement until Kyrie is back. Did they re-sign Kyrie Irving? I'm assuming they did. No, they didn't. Where did Kyrie go? Kyrie went back to the Nets? What? How did I not see this? Wow. Why would he go back to the Nets? Just that doesn't make any sense by any means. Interesting. So they're gonna have a lineup of Kyrie. Okay. Meech's just still in the league, which is alright. And there's Cody. Okay. So Nets might honestly have a pretty decent squad. We beat the Canes though. Jalen Green, Devin Booker. Okay. Huh. No, we're not having Jalen Green play the one. I'm gonna switch some positions around. But with that being said, guys, I'm gonna make some adjustments and I'll catch up with you guys at the trade deadline. Alright, guys. So at the deadline, we are one game below 500. The Western Conference right now is kind of open, sort of. Mavericks with the second seed, which is interesting. You know, without Kyrie Irving. Kyrie's back though with the Nets, so that's cool. Looks like Cooper Flag is probably hooping a little bit. Yeah. So now we have to fill in the depth. Duncan Robinson hasn't done anything for the Suns, like I was kind of expecting. I think we have to go get Russell Westbrook or another point guard. Just to be honest, because Lonzo Ball keeps getting hurt, and we really need to do something about that. We need another guy that we can rely on. I know Russell Westbrook has been trying to get to the Suns for a couple years now, so I don't think Denver would give us that, but we should have to give a second round pick. Yeah. So there we go. We pretty much swap. Con Gillespie, once again, I don't think he's desired by a lot of NBA teams, but if we can just get him for like a second round pick to some team, I'm cool with that, honestly. Alright guys, so at the trade deadline, I did make a couple moves actually. So we traded Duncan Robinson. Actually go to the transaction report. We traded Duncan Robinson to the Nuggets for Russell Westbrook and a second round pick swap. And then we did make one more trade. We traded Con Gillespie, Oso Ighodaro to the Bucks for Andre Jackson, a second round pick swap, and a first round unprotected pick. And yeah, we attached a second round pick as well. So I didn't understand why the Bucks were so desperate to get Oso Ighodaro in the trade until I went and looked at their roster. And yeah, they only, like, Oso's the starting center. They lost Brook Lopez. I don't know why they don't just move Giannis to the 5 and play Bobby at the 4. I don't know. But yeah, you know, they're without Spencer Dinwiddie. They get out of their depth piece and a point guard. But yeah, not too bad. Russ is going to start since Lonzo's hurt. I know Russ has been trying to get to the Suns for like the past 3 seasons now, so that's cool. We had another like younger dude in Andre Jackson Jr., so yeah, they must have been desperate and stuff must be tough there. So hopefully we make a little bit of a switch here and, you know, get a secured playoff spot. I would like to get out of the plan, so
I guess I'll check contract extension, see who's available for one. Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks are available for one, but I'm not gonna do anything with them just yet. Same with Nick Richards. I know Lonzo should be available for one. He is. I might give him a cheap 2-year one. Yeah, so we'll do this.
So here we are, guys. End of season awards. Luka wins MVP for the first time in his career. Cooper Flag wins Rookie of the Year, which is pretty much a given. Jalen Green wins Sixth Man of the Year. Because you guys don't recall, we have him in book, pretty much sharing minutes. Victor Wembanyama, Defensive Player of the Year. Zaire Williams, Most Improved Player. Anthony Davis, Clutch Player of the Year. And Mark and John, you know, they just pretty much beat the West out by a lot of points. So, yeah, there's that. Looks like we don't have any all NBA awards. No, we did not. Well, with that being said, we are a playing team. We do have the Portland Trailblazers also. And this is the thing though, like the Western Conference is so good. Like this is probably like a 5, like the 7th seed or 5th, something in the East. Like what does 43 and 39 get us in the Eastern Conference? Yeah, like we'd be the 7th seed. Like West is just so tough, man. But yeah, we have to gear up here and see if we can get ourselves a playoff spot. We're gonna cut the rotation here a little bit. We're gonna see if we can beat the Portland Trailblazers and hopefully match up against the Rockets, which should be just a crazy playoff series for us. But it looks like Portland has us to start off the game. We're catching up. We're catching up. This might be a Simcast game. No, they're gonna blow us out of the water. I don't know what is happening here. Oh, we won. We beat Denver. I did not even try to sim that game, but yeah, we blew them out of the water. Now we have to play the defending champs in the first round, which is going to be absolutely tough. Yeah, I don't know how we're going to do this. Bulbul is hurt right now. How long is he hurt for? He's out for 2 to 3. Yeah, so pretty much the whole playoff series. So this is going to be a tough matchup. I'm not really sure how we're going to go about this, but I didn't expect us to win a game. Oh, we win game 1. They take game 2. They take game 3. They take game 4. And they sweep. The gentleman sweep. We took game 1 though. But it looks like Portland went all the way to the Western Conference Finals with this team. Wow. And now we're gonna get. Can the Thunder repeat? The Cavs beat them. Okay, so the Cavaliers are NBA champs. Donovan Mitchell, MVP. Yeah, but that being said, guys, looks like Russ is going to retire, so we lose him. That's tough. Batum, LeBron retires, Chris Paul retires, Kevin Love, Al Horford. So we kind of have some tough decisions to make here going into this offseason, and hopefully we can put ourselves in the right direction to go out there and compete for an NBA title. Alright guys, so kind of looking at the offseason format here, we do have Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks for one more season. I might shop those two just to see what we can do, see if we can add some more pieces. Ryan Dunn we're going to re-sign, not worried about him. And then Nick Richards will probably maybe re-sign, just kind of depending, but we're going to lose some guys, just like 3, but nothing too major. And I did just realize we have the 7th pick in the draft from the Grizzlies. I don't know how we acquired this pick. I don't remember at all, but that's kind of a piece. I mean, we could attach that to maybe Jalen Green or someone and go and get some good pieces. Maybe a true starting power forward, just so we can do something there. I'm not sure. Just for the heck of it, though, I'm gonna put Jalen Green in the 7th pick in the finder and see what we can do. I do see this Jalen Green, Onyeka Okongwu duo here, which would be pretty cool. OG and Deuce McBride, Lauri Markkanen and Kyle Filipowski. This could honestly be good. I think he would be good alongside Devin Booker. Cam Thomas and Cam Johnson, both Cams, Aaron Gordon, Trey Murphy, and Herb Jones. That could be a move. Yeah, that might be a good one. The Warriors, we could go and get Steph Curry. I don't know if I want 1 year Steph I don't know if it's worth it. The Pelicans move like a lot. You get Herb Jones for 1 season. You have Trey Murphy for a couple. They're both fairly young. Between the Jazz deal, I don't like that Lauri Markkanen contract though. That's a little bit too much. I also like this deal a lot here too.
You'd get Onyeka Okongwu. I mean, he's 6'10". I'm not sure. Jalen Johnson would be cool too. See if he can take that leap. I think he would be great here in Phoenix. I don't know if Atlanta would be that quick to move off of him, especially for a guy like Jalen Green. Like, what would their roster look like? I mean, they have Dyson Daniels, which they might lose. Same with Trae Young. So I think they would rather keep those guys that are under contract opposed to just trading them. But we'll throw Dylan Brooks in there too, just to see. Damian Lillard, Tyler Hero, and Bam Adebayo. We'd have to attach Lonzo. We need to get Kyrie and Cam Thomas. That's something. I think we have to do that. I think we have to go and get that package from the Pelicans. So yeah, they want that 2030 pick. We'll do it. There we go. Jalen Green is an New Orleans Pelican alongside. So I mean, honestly, they have a pretty solid team now. They did lose to they lost 3 defenders, but I mean, they can make something work for sure. I mean, we have a lot of win players as well. We're gonna have to trade Dylan Brooks just so we can go and get a power forward. That's kind of the move here. And I don't know what the Suns, long-term plans look like with Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green, but if I was in this position, this is something I would probably do if I were them. I see Tamani Kamara here. You have to attach a second. I don't know if Portland does this because I think they would rather have a first-round pick. I kind of want someone that's under contract for a little bit longer. See Aaron Naismith and TJ McConnell here. Cam Johnson is under there for 1 year as well. I really don't want a bunch of 1 year contract dudes, but if that's something we kind of have to do, that's fine. Naz Reid's there. He's under contract for a couple seasons. He could probably thrive here. I don't think he's really gonna. Yeah, I mean, I know the Suns might have interest in Naz Reid. That might be something that would make sense. Dylan Brooks in a first for Naz Reid in a second. I mean, I don't know if he's that true power forward though that we need. Once I figure this out, guys, I'll tap in with you guys again. A little small. I think Keldon's a little undersized to be playing the 4, personally. I don't know what the Spurs are doing there, but I see Naz Reid as well. Maybe we go out there and just get Naz Reid. I think that's what we're gonna do here. Move Naz to the 4. He can go out there and do power forward things. He doesn't have to worry about doing anything else. Danny Wolf will go back and play the center position. Yeah, so because we're going to lose Steven Adams anyway, so I'm just going to release him. So we have Claxton, Nick Richards, Danny Wolf, Naz Reid, Bulbul, Precious Achiuwa, Herb Jones, Ryan Dunn, Nikhil Alexander Walker. Yeah, we're going to have to make another. I feel like we have a lot of small forwards. I feel like Alonzo, we need to get a point guard that can really just be durable and last. So maybe we do make another move here. Andre Jackson Jr. I mean, I don't know if he's really going to get any touches with us. Maybe we go out there and get another point guard for him. Just kind of looking at the market here. Like Tyler Kolek, I don't think that would be a terrible move for us. I feel like that's not too out of the way. Yeah, we'll do this. So looking at the player progression going into the second season, Booker's a 91, Naz Reid goes up, Trey Murphy goes down, Brian Dunn goes up, Carter Bryant goes up 4, Igor goes up 4, same with Tyler Kolek. So we really do have a solid team. This might be like another year process in terms of just getting there, but slow game sometimes is the right way to do it. But you guys pretty much have a good idea of what the roster is going to look like, so I'll catch up with you guys at the deadline. Alright guys, with the trade deadline, we were pretty much in the same predicament again. We were 1 game above 500. The Western Conference is still wide open. Like, we could win 1 game and jump up to where the Rockets are right now. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know if we have any major injuries. Looks like Nick Richards. Yeah, Devin Booker. 40, 40, and 90. Almost 50, 40, 90. Pretty decent efficiency. Shot 50, 40, 90 last season. We might have to change some tendencies around in terms of shooting. I don't know if I really want Trey Murphy shooting a lot of these shots. I don't know if I'm really for that. Same with Claxton. I don't know if I really want him shooting the ball a lot too. Might reduce his touches a little bit. Make him a little bit more efficient on the court. Ryan Dunn, I want shooting the ball a little bit more. Who else? Danny Wolf, I would want shooting the ball a little bit more too when he's out there, but I guess it's just a tough Western Conference, man. I mean, I don't think I'm going to make any moves. Lonzo, I might be on the watch for coming up here soon. But, I mean, we have a pretty solid team. This might not be our year. I think a backup center is probably needed. Hopefully Danny Wolf can make that leap here soon. But in terms of contract extensions, I see Devin Booker is due for one, so we'll do that. We'll give Book his extension. Herb Jones is due for one more year. We might sign him just to a one-year extension. I'm not tripping about that. Claxton's due for one coming up, so we're not going to really trip about that either. But that being said, I'll catch up with you guys at the end of the season. Alright guys, so looking at a quick look going into next season for the third time. Devin Booker is still a 91, not regressing, he's age 30. Naz Reid's an 84. Igor is looking like he's getting the starting point guard next season, finally taking that leap. He's up to an 83 overall now. Trey Murphy went down, Nicholas Claxton went up. Herb stayed the same, Ryan Dunn went up. Looks like that's pretty much it for significant, progresses. We did sign Terrence Shannon for a one-year deal, so we'll see what we can do there. And we brought back Bobo. Outside of that, everything is pretty much the same. Oh, and we brought in Jabari Walker too, so a little bit more defense on the wings there. We're kind of small, but we did bring back Bobo for 3 years, so we don't really have to worry about any contracts going forward. So,
All right, guys. So at the trade deadline, we are 31-21, and we are about like the 6th seed in the Western Conference here. Definitely better compared to the past couple seasons. We were just like one game above 500. Taking a look at some stuff, looks like Book is still shooting 50-40, 50-44, 90, so still in the 50-40-90 club. It looks like Igor is still trending upwards. Looks like his three-point shot's going up, so that's promising. I just feel like we probably need to go get a backup center. I like these guys a lot. Nick Richards, he's doing his thing somewhat. Claxton's really kind of been underwhelming, but we just don't have like a dominant paint presence, really. Naz Reid's balling. Bulbul's doing his thing. Herb Jones, Ryan Dunn, Carter Bryant, Terrence Shannon hasn't played a single minute, so looks like Alonzo's still doing the same too, so I'm not tripping about trading him, but we need to go get a force in the paint. I think that might be the move here. If you can get this done without Claxton, though, that would be sweet, because he would be a perfect backup center. Maybe you can throw in, because I don't want to have to give up Trey Murphy either. But it looks like he's not really doing too much either. We do have Terrence Shannon there sitting there, so we could probably utilize this. Clippers would allow more than allowed. So what if we did what if we brought back Cam Christie, maybe Dylan Brooks? Dylan Brooks, Cam Christie. We give him maybe Terrence Shannon. Boom. Deal is done. We traded Bobo, which is kind of tough. But we do have some centers here, and we can move Danny Wolf to the 4 here. So we have Naz Reid, Jabari Walker, Danny Wolf. Bring back Dylan Brooks. I think we'll move him to the 2. And what else? We might move off Nick Richards now. See if we can get a backup 2 guard or something. So that's kind of the vision here. Who's kind of out there right now? I see Scottie Pippen Jr., which we might just go ahead and do. Think of a first-round pick. At this point, I don't even care. Whatever. Move Scottie Pippen Jr. to the 2. Yeah, he might be better there. There's our lineup. Boom. Perfect. System proficiency.
Now we have Claxton coming off the bench. So, all right, guys. So at the end of the season, Wemby wins his first MVP at the age of 24. Tyrone Stokes wins Rookie of the Year. Josh Giddey, 6th Man of the Year. Victor Wembanyama. This is just a Victor Wembanyama award at this point. Mikal Brown Jr., Most Improved Player. Luka Doncic, Clutch Player of the Year. And looks like the Thunder once again ruling the West. So, do we have any All-NBA players? We don't. All-NBA defense? We don't. All-Rookie team? No, we don't. And we have some G League dudes on here. Interesting. But we are the 6th seed. We're going to have to play Houston, so that's probably going to be a wash for us at this point. So on a Game 7 masterpiece, the Suns do pull away. Devin Booker, 30 points. I don't know how they lost this game, honestly, but now we have to play the MVP in the San Antonio Spurs, so this should be interesting. Let's see how this goes, man. They take Game 1, they take Game 2. We're gonna make some adjustments because I'm trying to do my best to just win a chip at this point. So I just realized this whole time I was recording this, I forgot to unpause the whole time, and I'm really sad. I'm not gonna lie. Because now it looks like I just cheated like crazy, but I didn't. I promise you. I'm gonna explain every game how this went too. So we did win the chip. It was a gentleman's sweep, by the way. Bulls. We did simcast, but we went into Game 7 overtime against the Spurs. Zubac put a 31-11-4 on 5 missed shots. Devin Booker didn't really show up. He literally had to put we had to do the Indiana Pacers sacrifice. So we beat them in 7, and an overtime game, keep in mind. Denver ended up somehow gentlemen sweeping the OKC Thunder. I don't know how, they had an injury or someone, or they just, I guess, Keon Johnson, but we ended up gentlemen sweeping them. They weren't a problem at all. Zubac just kind of turned up. He honestly deserves Finals MVP. But then Chicago ended up beating the Boston Celtics somehow, and we played them in the finals, and now, yeah, man, we got an NBA championship. Devin Booker finally got it at the age of 31. So this video is going to be concluded right here. I'm fucking tired. I've been here for an hour and a half trying to rebuild this team and get them to the promised land. Even if this doesn't look like this last part doesn't look legit, I'm so serious. I don't know how. I'm honestly in shock. We should have never beat the Spurs. We were down 3-0 and came back and won in overtime. Even simcasted it. Then we gentlemen swept the Denver Nuggets, and then we beat the Bulls. And somehow the Bulls went all the way. I don't even know how the Bulls made it, dude. They had to play some tough teams. They played Orlando. They won in 7 in each series, bro. That's crazy. But with that being said, man, thank you guys for tuning into this video. If you guys want to see more Phoenix Suns rebuilds, I honestly don't think I can mentally do it. I'm mentally taxed right now, but I'm gonna go.
But yeah, like I said, I literally tried to go back through the footage or whatever, and I still couldn't figure out how it cut off the part when I was simulating. I think when I paused it or whatever, it just, I don't know if I forgot to unpause it or it glitched out or something, but I don't know, man. We got the job done. I was there for a cool hour and a half to 2 hours, so it was a pretty lengthy rebuild. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna do more of these going forward throughout the summer here. So thank you guys for tuning in, and make sure to drop a like. Once again, subscribe and turn on post notifications so you guys don't miss out on any future videos. So without further ado, see you guys in the next one. Peace.